It's Saturday, June 14th, 2025. I'm back today, took a couple days off, had to just deal with life, had to take care of some things. It's life. So I'm back today. I know people get very, very concerned if I'm gone a day or two. I'm okay. I'm back today. Again, just had to deal with life. And so we're back today. We have a lot to catch up on, a lot to talk about. And I want to start out today with this article from CNBC. Dow falls more than 700 points on Friday as attacks between Israel and Iran escalate. Yesterday, Dow Jones down 770 points. If you didn't already know this, NASDAQ down 255. Gold was up 7.55%. We're looking at $73.18 a barrel. And gold had a big day, $53, up $53. We're sitting at $3,446 an ounce. 10-year bond yield, 4.4%, creeping up a little bit. So we're going to see trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that's happening in Eastern Europe, what's happening in the Middle East now, the division in this country, and what's going to happen this weekend with all these protests, we are going to see a lot of chaos coming to America. It's already begun. And you need to be preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, because this is going to affect you, and spiritually, especially spiritually. It's going to affect you enormously. So mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and I say spiritually number one because you're going to see more, good versus evil, more spiritual warfare taking place, and people really, really suffering in this country. Just over the last couple days, just watching some of this, it's unbelievable to see the direction that we're going in as a country and how fast we are falling. And there's big trouble coming to America, and I hate to say that. Americans are losing spending power, say researchers. Most can no longer afford a minimal quality of life. This also on CNBC. This is all mainstream, ladies and gentlemen. They're now telling you that this country's in trouble, that the average American is in big trouble. In 2023, 11% of Americans lived in poverty. That number has only gone up now that we're in 2025. People are not thinking about prosperity. They're thinking about how they're just going to survive now. There was a time in this country where people just thought, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to have this type of life. They really dreamt about prosperity in this country. And you're seeing a lot less people able to do that. Now people are in survival mode. They're now just thinking about how they're going to survive from one day to the next. Wages have failed to keep up with rising costs, according to the article. From 2001 to 2023, medical premiums rose 301%, travel expenses up 171%, rent up 131%, raising kids up 107%. And depending where you live, look at the price of a home. We've seen some prices go up, 100% just in the past few years. It's unbelievable what is happening, and people just cannot afford to continue this. This is unsustainable. Dollar divorce, CNBC. Asia's shift away from the US dollar is picking up pace. This is only going to continue to pick up pace. Asia is moving away from the US dollar, and the world is going to move away from the US dollar. Foreign exchange reserves have declined over 70% since the year 2000. All you have to do is continue to watch the trend, ladies and gentlemen. The dollar is doomed. I'm not saying it's going to vanish and disappear anytime soon, but it is going to be basically a third world currency at some point. I think we're going to see that in our lifetime, because all you have to do is watch the downward trend of the US dollar and look at what gold is doing. It's nearly $3,500, ladies and gentlemen. Countries see the dollar used as a weapon on trade, direct sanctions, etc. And again, I've spoken about this so many times. America has weaponized the US dollar. The world sees it. The world wants to abandon it and go to something else. It's going to go to other currencies. It's going to gold. This is why the BRICS nations continues to be on the forefront. Here's another one from CNBC. Safe haven gold rises on weaker dollar, simmering global uncertainty. Has there ever been a time in your life that you've seen so much uncertainty and so much chaos in America and across the globe? I don't think I can ever say in my entire life that I've seen so much chaos and uncertainty, geopolitical, wars, economy, spiritual, you name it. We're seeing it right now. And I will remind all of you, if you don't have gold, if you don't have some silver, get yourself some of these hard assets. If you need a reputable place, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. I've been dealing with them for over 7 years. You can get it wherever you want to get it, and many of you may not even want to get it. You may want to buy cryptos, baseball cards, collectibles, whatever you want to do, you can do. I don't give financial advice. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing at this period. I think that there's never been a more important time to own gold, to own silver. If you can't afford gold, get some silver. And as this stuff continues to get so expensive, make sure you have a place to protect it. Don't keep it all under your mattress. And whatever you do, do not keep it in the bank. That is the worst place you could put it. This is a dirty man safe. They come in 3 sizes. You bury this under the ground. I've got some silver here. You put it in, you close it. It comes with a sleeve. Tighten it down. You bury this thing a couple feet under the ground. The deeper you bury it, the better. Dirty man safe, link down below. When you're looking at over $3,400 an ounce for gold, over $36 an ounce for silver, you need to keep it safe and you need to be able to access it. This stuff is not going to serve you any purpose if it's in a safe deposit box in a bank and the bank shuts down. You cannot access it. Don't keep it all under your mattress. Don't keep it all in one place. Have multiple dirty man safes and bury this stuff all over your backyard, your properties. I think it's an incredible thing to do. So if you need gold or silver, SD Bullion, link down below. If you need to protect it and keep it safe, dirty man safe, link down below. Gold to hit $4,000 as China continues to secretly buy much more than it reports. Goldman Sachs. This on the hedge yesterday. Here's another one. Iranian attack toll rises, at least 44 injured, 2 in critical condition. Israel warns Tehran will burn. So this stuff is getting absolutely out of control. We've got to really be praying for the United States. And I will say this, I don't like war. I don't like these wars in the Middle East. I don't like these wars in Eastern Europe. I pray for peace. There are innocent people on both sides. You may not like the government, but you have to remember there are innocent people on both sides. And a lot of people could lose their lives if this thing accelerates. And so I pray for peace. I know there are a lot of people out there that pray for war. We got a lot of war hawks, a lot of warmongers. I pray for peace. I don't want to see these wars. These things can escalate. Things can go nuclear, and this would change the entire world. And this is not what we want. And there are people in high places, in powerful places that want this to happen. I pray to God it doesn't, but things are escalating. You need to be protecting yourself. You need some gold, some silver. Make sure you have emergency food put away, water. Make sure you can protect yourself. You have the proper tools, the training. You got to cover all the bases, ladies and gentlemen. Things are accelerated. Iranian lawmaker says closure of key Strait of Hormuz under consideration. This is the world's most important gateway for oil shipping, ladies and gentlemen. If this thing shuts down, you're already seeing oil prices begin to scream. If this thing shuts down, you could see oil prices go to triple digits. Imagine what you're going to be paying at the pump. Imagine what you're going to be paying for something at the store because it's all shipped. It all needs oil, right? Everything's going to go up. This is extremely inflationary. So as we're being told, inflation's literally nothing. Let's cut interest rates. Everything's fine. It is not. Things are going to begin to get more expensive. And this is going to be very, very inflationary, in my opinion, if things don't change here very, very soon. But right now, seeing oil prices up yesterday at 7.55%, how is that not inflationary? That is all going to get tagged on to everything that's shipped by a truck, a plane, a train, a ship, you name it. And it's going to cost you more to drive to work, to go to the store. Everything's going to get more expensive. So here we go again. Representative Melissa Hortman, her husband, lost their lives. Senator John Hoffman, his wife, targeted in shootings. The suspect This happened early this morning. A suspect dressed up as a police officer, fake uniform with a fake police car. And I believe he got into a shootout with police. He got away. He has a name, Vance Bolter. Very, very dangerous situation. This cannot be happening in America. Again, this is the chaos that we are beginning to see unravel in America, and it is accelerating. And these are all warnings that this country is coming apart. It is very divided. This is not acceptable. This cannot take place. Things are getting absolutely out of hand. Now, we don't know what's behind all this, but what we do know is we have loss of life. This looks to be political. We don't know why it was done. But we know that this individual, Vance Bolter, is the suspect. I know nothing more than that, probably the same with you. That we don't even really know what's happening behind the scenes and how all this may have been orchestrated. But again, this is not helping the country. This is not helping the country come together. This country is severely divided. And I don't know if this country can ever come back, at least back together. We had an explosion in Las Vegas outside of the Aria Casino. 1 a.m., somebody threw out an explosive out of a white SUV. People said it sounded like a bomb. They're saying now it was fireworks. You can believe that if you want. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Multiple palm trees from the explosion on fire. That is one heck of a big firework. People said it literally shook the ground. And that they said that it felt like it was a bomb, or sounded like it was a bomb. So why would somebody do this? All the years, I don't think anybody's ever dropped a firework that sounded like a bomb or shook the ground or lit multiple palm trees on fire. So is there more to the story? Comment down below on any of this. But is there more to the story? Who knows? Maybe it was a firework. Maybe it wasn't. But this is very, very interesting that we're seeing things like this now taking place. And of course, what we're seeing in the streets of America in many of our cities, especially in Los Angeles, they're turning into war zones. We've got military on the street. It is very unsafe to be in many of these cities. And it's really becoming unsafe in many places in America. It's a very different country than the one I grew up in, and I think many of you would agree with the same thing. Wall Street Journal, new real estate math, 500,000 more sellers than buyers. We've talked about this in the past couple weeks. You have to ask yourself, can another 2008 financial crisis or housing crisis ever happen again? My answer is absolutely yes, it can. Comment down below. Some people say it can't. Some people say it can. I think wholeheartedly it can happen again, and I think it could be even worse. Redfin, just 28% of homes are selling above asking price, the lowest springtime level since 2020. I'm amazed that it's even that high. We are no doubt watching the financial system of the United States rot. It is now rotting. They're telling us unemployment's 4.2%. Do you believe that? Comment down below. I absolutely do not believe that. The formula that they use is ridiculous. If you're an independent contractor, if you roll off of unemployment, you don't count. If you come out of college looking for a job, you can't find one, you don't count. People working 3-4 part-time jobs, I don't know if that's really employed. People that are making a lot less money now working 2 or 3 jobs because they lost a job, now they replaced it with 3 jobs, they don't count. So what's the real unemployment number? I think it's the one that we talked about last week, 24.8%. I think that's pretty accurate. So many people are making a fraction of the money that they used to when they had a full-time job because they're taking on multiple part-time jobs. They're in the new gig economy. How many people and how sustainable is this that everybody is doing DoorDash, Uber, Lyft? How sustainable is this? These jobs are completely worn out. And there's going to be less and less need for a lot of these gig jobs. Part-time jobs in this country have been exploding over the last few years because it's much harder to find a good full-time job that pays a good wage. So people have had to fall into the gig economy and do DoorDash and Uber and Lyft, and they're working in leisure and hospitality. 50% of the U.S. workforce will have a second job in just a few years. I believe what I read, it was 2026 or 2029. Somebody said that 50% of the U.S. workforce will be working a second job. If you know that number, it was 26 or 29. I don't remember, but that is unbelievable. I don't know how this country continues, how this economy continues, how people continue to pay their bills or eat when half this country is going to need a second job just to get by. 14% of homeowners will be underwater by the end of this year. So anybody that thinks that 2008 can't happen again, 14% of homeowners will be underwater by the end of the year. Right at the same time when unemployment will probably be around 5%, as millions of FHA loans go delinquent and have to go to foreclosure. But people will say 2008 can't happen again. You have credit card debt at what, 1.21 trillion, student loan debt at 1.7 trillion, auto loan debt at 1.6 trillion, somewhere around there. These numbers are astronomical. I can't even keep track of them. You have federal debt, national debt at $37 trillion, unfunded liabilities, another $200 trillion. And people think that we cannot go into a depression. We can't even admit to ourselves that we're in a recession right now. I would say we're way past that. But you watch the television, the politicians, the economists, nobody can admit we're in a recession. And you know damn well we've been in a recession for years, many years. And yet people think that another 2008 can't happen. I'm here to tell you, 2008 would be a honeymoon compared to what's going to happen, because this next one isn't going to be 2008. It's going to be much, much worse than 2008. We are going to compare the next one to the 29 crash. And we are not prepared like our grandparents were prepared. We're not as tough as our grandparents. The system is not set up like it was back then, where people came together. The system has so much more debt now. The deficits are so much bigger. The country is so much more divided. Think about what this would all look like, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at your televisions today, all the protests. Take a look at the riots that have been happening out here in Los Angeles. Think about if a 29 type crash happened, what the streets of America would look like. Back in the day, your neighbor would help you out, family would help you out, people would just help you out. Today, they're coming for anything you have. They know you have something, food, money, whatever. There's a good chance somebody's going to come and try and take it. Things could get very volatile. I'm going to leave it there today. I'm just, this morning, I just took a couple hours and I was just watching some of the news, just watching some things on social media. And it is a warning to America that very, very chaotic times, violent times, and difficult times are coming. That's my gut feeling. I hope and pray to God I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I hope you're all prepared. God bless. Have a great day. Give all blessing and appreciation and glory to God. Life is a miracle. Don't take it for granted. We're here for a reason, and we're only here for a short time. But while we're here, make the most of it. Love your country, love God, love your family, respect it, and never give up. God bless every one of you. Take care. Talk to all of you very, very soon.